Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carrie and this is Clean Eating Kitchen, where I share easy gluten-free and dairy-free recipes. Are you tired of buying those boxed milks that are full of preservatives and fillers and added sugars? I'm going to show you today how easy it is to make 3 nut milks, and you're just gonna love them. You can use them for all different types of things, and I'm going to share a budget-friendly tip for a nut milk bag. You're never gonna believe what it's actually made for. I'll share that a little later in the video. So today we're gonna be making 3 nut milks. We have a vanilla hemp milk, a coconut beverage, and then an oat milk creamer. And I think you're gonna love how easy they are, and they're fresh and nutritious. And let's get started. So first we have the vanilla hemp milk that I like to use as the base of a smoothie or for chia puddings, or you could use it with your cereals or granolas. I really like to reserve the hemp milk for raw food recipes just because the hemp seeds can be oxidized with heat, and so I just try to not heat up the milk after I make it. Let's start by making our vanilla hemp milk first. I'm gonna put about 1 cup of hemp seeds, which are also called hemp hearts, in a high-speed blender with 4 pitted Medjool dates. Those are the really big, kind of fat, plump ones. And then I'm going to add about 3.5 cups of filtered water to a high-speed blender like a Blendtec or a Vitamix, which will make sure that the seeds get really well blended with the water. And then to make the milk, we're just gonna blend it for about 30 seconds or so until it's nice and creamy. When the hemp milk is done blending, then I just like to pour it into a glass container with an airtight lid, and it'll keep in the refrigerator up to about 5 days max. And then you just need to shake it up if it starts to separate. Next, we're gonna be making our homemade coconut beverage. Now, coconut beverage is different than coconut milk. Coconut milk is what you buy in a can, and coconut beverage is what you would buy in a container. And I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make homemade coconut beverage. We're gonna use 1.5 cups of shredded, dried, unsweetened coconut, 4 pitted Medjool dates, and then about 3.5 to 4 cups of warm filtered water. And the reason I make it warm is because the coconut can be a little bit harder to blend up. And so if you use warm water, then it's just easier to blend and get really well incorporated. And then to make the coconut beverage, we're again going to use our high-speed blender like a Blendtec or a Vitamix, and turn the speed up to high and blend it again for about 30 to 45 seconds just to get that coconut really well blended with the water. And I like to use this coconut beverage as my dairy-free milk, but in foods that can be baked, or any other way that you would want to use a dairy-free milk is fine for using this coconut beverage. And unlike the hemp milk, which does not need to be strained, the coconut milk really should be strained, or I should call it the coconut beverage. So I like to use my nut milk bag and then just pour the mixture from the blender into the nut milk bag, which is placed over a mixing bowl, and then just squeeze it from the top down and get as much of the liquid out as you can. Then you can just pour the coconut beverage into your glass jar and store it in the refrigerator, probably up to about a week. It should be fine. And you can discard the pulp that is left over from the coconut beverage, or you could use it in cookies or other recipes. And last, we're gonna be making an oat milk creamer. I think you're really gonna love this oat milk. I've been seeing it everywhere around the internet and on Instagram, and I thought I just wanna make this for myself. And oat milk is a little bit trickier than the other milks because it tends to get a little slimy. So I'm gonna show you how to avoid any sliminess with your oat milk. Now, I like to use certified gluten-free oats. You need about 1.5 cups of oats, about 3 pitted Medjool dates, and then about 3 cups of water. And if you want to use your oat milk for something else, not just a creamer, you could dilute it a little bit more, maybe with 4 cups of water, and just maybe 1 cup of oats would be fine. Now, oat milk has a reputation for being kind of slimy if you over blend it or if you over squeeze it. So in this case, we're just gonna blend it for about 15 seconds because we're gonna try to avoid that slimy texture. And then instead of squeezing the oat milk through our nut milk bag, I'm actually just going to use this fine mesh sieve or colander and pour the oat milk mixture through it. And then I'll use my spatula just to kind of press the liquid through the sieve to get just the liquid out. And then our remaining mixture will remain in the sieve. But what we'll get is a really nice creamy oat milk creamer that is not slimy at all. And I mean, you could, if you wanted to, squeeze it through your nut milk bag, but I think this way just keeps it from getting slimy. And then just like with all the other nut milks, I like to pour my final mixture into a glass container and lock on an airtight lid and store it in the refrigerator for up to about 5 to 6 days. Sometimes they can go a week, but usually I find that my nut milk doesn't last that long, but they'd be fine for up to a week in the refrigerator as long as you keep them tightly sealed and nice and cold. And the tip that I wanted to share with you, I promised to share this budget-friendly tip for this nut milk bag that I've been using. Now, I have seen nut milk bags on Amazon for as much as $20 a bag. Now, they are reusable, but $20 seems awfully expensive. I mean, you can do that, that's fine. There's some great products out there. But the trick that I have is that you could just go to your local hardware store and get a vinyl paint strainer bag. And it has an elastic top so you can put it around a pitcher easily. It is easy to hand wash so you can reuse it. Gosh, I've used this one probably 10 times. You could probably use it a lot more than that, and I will. And I will link below to the exact vinyl paint strainer bag that I'm using, but they're really inexpensive, and I just think it's a really great budget-friendly option. All right, guys, I hope you love this tutorial for making these easy nut milks. And I am linking to my playlist with some of my favorite plant-based recipes. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.